Hi everyone, David Thomas here from Liberty Gate Estate Agents, and I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to give you 8 top tips for selling your property in the quickest possible time and hopefully at the highest price possible. So number 1, remove personal items. Things like personal photographs on the walls, stuff you've collected over the years from being on holidays and things like that, all personal effects that just draw the buyer's attention away from actually looking at the property. So things like that, box them up, put them away in storage for any viewings, and just try and depersonalise the property as much as possible and make it neutral. Number 2, tied in with that, is declutter. Declutter your property as much as possible. Get away anything that is just taking up space and drawing the eye and attention away from them looking at the property. Simple things like shoes in hallways, coats on coat racks, things like that. Box them all up, hide them away, stick them in the wardrobe, and it all helps to open up the space as well. Number 3 then, what you think would be a simple one, but clean thoroughly through the property before any viewings. Given the fact that it smells clean, it looks clean, everything that should be shiny is shiny, it all helps to allow the buyer to see the property in the best possible light and not be detracted in any way from, there being a bad smell or looking at how dirty the place is. So definitely clean through the property before any viewings and get that fresh, clean smell around the house. Number 4, pay attention to detail. After you've decluttered and you've boxed stuff away and you've cleaned it throughout, anything that's left remaining, try and keep it organised, keep it all aligned. That thing of making sure that their eyes aren't drawn or they're not focusing on something that just looks a bit irregular or a bit odd. Try and add a sense of order to the property and just pay attention to detail. Things like, a crooked curtain pole or something like that. It's the little things then, so you're paying attention to detail. Number 4. Number 5, edit your furniture. So this could be removing furniture totally out of a room, adding furniture in if you think so, or even moving furniture around to open up the space and give a different perspective. A perfect example of this is a double bedroom in a property that might be currently used by yourself as a study. So it's got a desk and a chair in there. Try and see it from the buyer's perspective, that if you're selling the property as a 2 or a 3 bed and one of the bedrooms is being used like that, take the desk out, put a double bed in, allow the buyers to see it as a double bedroom and that it can fit a bed and a chest of drawers in or a wardrobe, and it just allows them to visualise that and see that a lot easier. If you don't, then it's common that people want to come back and they'll want to measure up and see if they can fit their bed in there and all these things, and it's all adding barriers to them making that decision of the property is right for them and it does fit them. So number 5, edit your furniture. Number 6, make any minor repairs. So things you might have been putting off that you've been living with, whether there's been a leak before and there's a watermark on the wall or there's a stain on the carpet, things like that. Any little minor repairs, fix them, repair them before you put your property on the market, and particularly before you start running viewings, because again all these things will detract the buyer away from looking at the property as a whole, and they'll start focusing on those things instead. Number 7, consider a paint job. If you've had wallpaper on the walls, bright red walls, all sorts of colour schemes around the property that might have been very personal to you and what you like, try and see it from the buyer's perspective. Try and neutralise it as much as possible. It really does work. If you've got a room that is very dark in colour, it will feel smaller to some people, so you've got to try and think of it from the buyer's perspective. Open it up as much as possible. There's a reason most homes developers do white walls throughout, because it makes it look as large and spacious and clean as possible. So think about that, neutralising colours as much as possible. Last then is number 8, and that is check your curb appeal. First impressions really do count. Take a step outside, step out onto the street, look at your property in comparison to everybody else's in the street, and you want yours to stand out. You want it to be the best in the street, with the nicest, tidiest garden, a nice approach to the property. The front door looks good in comparison to everybody else's. It's the simple little things, and that first impression really, really does have that impact. Nobody wants to turn up and look at a property and think it looks the worst in the street. Straight away then they start thinking about how much money they're going to have to spend to change that. So the final one, check your curb appeal, because first impressions really do count. So I hope these 8 points have helped. If you need any further advice or any help on looking at your property and whether you're thinking of selling or even renting, you know, all these tips come into play. So by all means, visit our website or give us a call and we'd be happy to help. Thank you and goodbye.